Hello everyone, this is Vortex259. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance. In our last episode, we defeated the true form of Scarmiglione, and after doing so, we investigated a strange marker on the other side of the bridge where Cecil heard a strange but familiar voice who called him son. Inside a small room, Cecil was presented with a brilliant, shining sword, and after holding it aloft, he was transformed into... No, I'm just kidding. Actually, after holding it aloft, he was transformed into a paladin. But in order to rid himself of his blood-stained past, Cecil had to confront his mirror image of the Dark Knight. He was successful in defeating the Dark Knight, though, and he was entrusted with the power of the Paladin. So after that little ordeal, Palom and Porom come rushing up to Cecil. Porom says, "Are you all right?" Palom says, "You must be." Porom says, "Palom, enough." But Cecil just says, "This feeling, I can't explain it. It feels so familiar, that voice." But down below, Tella says, "I've got it!" Porom says, "Master Tella?" Tella says, "My spells! I remember them now!" Alright, Tella remembers all of his spells. But Tella's going to get something else here. Something else is coming to him. Meteor? That light! Somehow it broke the seal upon Meteor! So Tella gets what he came on this mountain for. He has learned the Meteor spell. Porom says he is indeed a great sage. Palom pulls his sister aside and says, "Hey, Porom, I kind of think..." Porom says, Cecil?" Palom says, "We have to tell you something. We're actually..." But Tella interrupts them. He says, "I am ready to face Golbez. I am doom itself." Tella says, "Come, Cecil, to Baron." Cecil says, "Yes, to Baron." Cecil's still a little confused here. He says, "That light, why did it call me son?" One of those mysteries of life, Cecil. Palom's easily distracted. He says, "Hey, wait up!" And he's going to run out of the room. Porom turns to Cecil and says, "Are you coming?" Cecil says, "Yes." Keeps looking back, looks back one more time, and then he leaves the little room. And Cecil is now a paladin, and he has a lot more HP than he did as a Dark Knight. He now has a max of 600 HP. But notice that he starts back at level 1. He also has magic points now. He can now use some white magic. He starts off with the cure spell. Starts off with 10 magic points. He'll learn more white magic as he levels up. So he'll start off with the cure spell, and then a little bit later he'll learn some more low-level white magic spells, which could be useful in battle. But what I actually want to do now is take the time to equip Cecil with some armor I purchased in Mysidia before coming here. Real quick though, notice that Cecil is equipped with the sword he was presented with. It's called the Sword of Legend, and it's a holy sword only usable by paladins. So if you took the time to grind for the guild before coming to Mount Ordeals, you'll now be able to put all of this paladin equipment to use. There's a light shield resistant against undead attacks. That's going to be useful while exiting Mount Ordeals. That will take his defensive power and magic defensive power up a little bit. On his head, I'm going to place the light helm on, and that will take his defensive power up quite a bit. He's got some regular clothes on now. He can no longer wear the dark equipment, but we're going to replace those clothes with the knight's armor. Look at that, plus 10 bonus to defense, and looks like his magic defense is going to go up 3 points. And finally, I'm going to place the gauntlets on him, and that will take his defensive power up to 30 and his magic defensive power up to 7. So very good. He's much better off with defense with that paladin equipment on now. Real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at Tella's magic spells. He has the full repertoire of white and black magic now. Look at all those white magic spells he can use now. Same with black magic. As he said, he is Doom itself. And look at that. There's the meteor spell. Calls forth a meteor that causes damage. Tremendous damage, but it requires 99 magic points to use. And for some reason, his MP doesn't go up over 90. Is that because he's old? Well, it's time to exit Mount Ordeals, but before doing so, I want to spend a little bit of time grinding with Cecil here. He's only level 1. I want to get him up to about level 15 or so I'm going to fight some of the undead on this mountain and get his levels up a little bit, save as necessary on the summit here at the save point. And there's actually one more monster I want to demonstrate for you that we can add to the bestiary that's available on this level. So once I run into that monster, I'll show it to you. Hello again, everyone. I've been grinding around here on Mount Ordeals for about the past 15 minutes or so. I've managed to get Cecil up to level 13 so far. Looks like I have finally run into the new enemy I was looking for. In the background is the Lilith. Now, the Liliths are an interesting enemy. I believe their physical attacks can put one of your characters to sleep. And also, if you attack it with a physical attack, it will counter with a slap attack, which can silence you, so be wary of that. But just like the Red Bones, the Lilith is weak against fire. This is a good opportunity to have Tella test out his new Faraga spell, so let's give that a try. There it is right there. Let's use that on both the Lilith and the Blood Bones. That should do some tremendous damage. Cool animation. Wow, look at that. So that easily dispatches the Lilith and the Red Bones, or the Blood Bones I should say. And we get 600 gil and 833 experience points for our trouble there. So I'm going to continue grinding with Cecil, get him up to level 15, and once I do so, I'll meet you at the entrance of Mount Ordeals. Alright, I have made it back to the entrance of Mount Ordeals, and as promised, Cecil is now level 15. Palom and Porum have made it to level 18, and Tella is now level 23. Cecil has learned some new white magic. He can now use the Sight spell, the Scan spell, and the Cura spell. So those will definitely be coming in handy. Alright, it is time to return to the village of Mysidia and report to the elder saying, "See, told you I could do it. I'm a paladin now." So let's start heading back that way, but to make things easier on ourselves, let's dip to the south and head west into this circular forest. It's another hidden chocobo forest. You've got your white chocobo, your yellow chocobos, and your hidden fat chocobo. Just use a Gissel Green to call forth the fat chocobo to store items for you, but let's catch a yellow chocobo here. Giddy up, chocobo, take me back to Mysidia and run past those vile monsters so that I don't have to fight them. Let's just enjoy the scenery here. Perhaps eat a Snickers bar and drink a Dr. Pepper while riding on the back of the chocobo. Just don't spill it on the chocobo. That might make the chocobo a little bit upset. Might even buck us off. So it looks like we're already nearly back there. There it is. There's Mysidia. I'm going to press the A button on my DS to dismount the chocobo and arrive back in the village of Mysidia. I wonder if all the mages here will recognize Cecil. This black mage says, "I didn't know there were people worthy enough to become paladins in this world." Well, I am, dude. See, I'm a paladin now. This white mage is still telling us about the Devil's Road. This black mage says, "How did you become a paladin?" "Well, I went to Mount Ordeals and completed the test. It was a piece of cake." And this black mage says, "I told you, you can't use the armor here until you become a paladin? When did you... how?" Yeah, all the mages here are pretty much in disbelief that Cecil is a paladin, as they really hated him before, and here he comes back pure and bright. Well, I wanted to take a quick side trip into the armor shop here to purchase one wizard's hat and one silver armlet for Tella. Let's go ahead and equip those pieces of equipment on him. Replace his old equipment. I'll sell those off a little bit later. And let's go back to the village elder up here. We'll report to him. This white maid says, I observe you have seen much suffering yourself. I shall pray for you hereon. Alright, well thank you. And I believe if you talk to that black mage back there, he says he still can't forgive you. So there's still people in the town that won't forgive Cecil for his wrongs. So we're back into the manner of prayers, and next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance, we will report to the Elder. Thank you very much for watching today's episode, everyone. This has been Vortex 259. We'll see you again next time.